What is going on? All my MC people. Do a quick sound check. Give me a shout if anything's gravelly or robotic. It sounds like there's a girl talking. That's just my voice. I can't really help it. I try to conscientiously go a little bit deeper, but it just inevitably doesn't work. We're good? Awesome. Limix, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you for the subscribe. I have to remember I'm not planning on any of this stuff, so please do not feel don't feel obligated. I'm just thrilled to have everybody here, and we'll keep building some content and having some great conversations together. So we are today's interesting. We have Nana is watching the little one, and Mrs. Bala is out trying to send a package overnight to Hawaii. I'm not sure how much that's going to cost, but I'm pretty sure that's going to cost a pretty penny. So we are running a little short staff today. So there may be a couple pauses every once in a while if I start to hear some screaming or crying upstairs. But we're gonna power through. Yeah, Polly, you got to. I was surprised when I saw your name pop up. I was like, all right, this is good. This is helpful because now both you and your husband can talk, and you help pad my stats because now there are 2 people in chat talking instead of just 1. So thank you. Today is an exciting day. For those of you who are might be blissfully unaware, the metro station and transportation update in MCP, I think, caught a lot of district owners off guard a little bit, myself specifically. I was not banking on or contemplating or budgeting for ever needing to spend an exorbitant amount of money to build a building that would, in the near term, serve pretty much zero purpose. However, I'm excited about what metro stations and transportation are going to allow for the future. So today, it gives me true pleasure to be able to build the metro station live. I've talked to MCP. We've worked out the logistics. It sounds like I can, in fact, construct it in MCP. And then if I load up Mega World with a fresh browser, it will appear there. And if it doesn't, we'll hop out and refresh, and it should work. So plan for today, we'll build a metro station together, and then hop into Mega World and do a tour of the district. And then in the meantime, let's chat, let's talk. If you have questions, shoot them out there. Anything at all. It's a happy Saturday. Hopefully everybody has had a great weekend so far. Anybody doing anything particularly fun or interesting? I know I got a couple DMs before the stream from folks who were running some errands. Sounds like their day is going to be far more productive than mine. Thank you, Lux. Oh, by the way, so before we get started, Lux, Lux and Nox, I want to make sure we get your stream link in here. Nox, I think you sent it to me the other day. So bear with me because we have some exciting stuff happening. For those of you who might not be aware, I am no longer the only streamer, so you are not stuck just listening to my voice and seeing my face for MCP content. So let me drop in Lux and Nox's channel there. So hop over to their channel, give them a follow. You guys started streaming MCP for the first time a couple days ago. It was super awesome. They did a great job showing how they take advantage of the marketplace versus the vault, and not arbitraging between the two, but actually recognizing that there's a place for you to use the in-game marketplace, especially for lower volume deals. So definitely go check them out. That was awesome stuff. We're going to have Eric Walker join tomorrow. So we're going to see if we can pull that one off logistically and technically. But Eric will be joining tomorrow, and we're going to spend, it's predominantly going to be just talking. But it'll be awesome because, again, it's not just me. Eric's going to come on, and Eric might have something to share as well. So we'll jump into that tomorrow, same time, 11 a.m. But let's get going. All right. So without further ado, we have 1,000 concrete, 5,000 glass, and 15,000 brick. And before I start building anything, I think I need to give a shout out to a couple folks who were instrumental in this. This was by no means me accumulating all these materials on my own. We had, I know, Slats, Show Me, Nobliss, Bevins, Jericho. There were a whole bunch of people who contributed materials to this. So it took several months, but with revenue from the district, as well as just swapping the materials that I was making myself, we were able to get to all of the mega and materials that we needed for the metro station. All right. So we're going to jump over to the heart of our downtown location. And you know what I'm going to do before we start building? I want to share for reference. So hopefully if there's any district owners or future district owners who are watching this, this might provide some inspiration. What I've done here is, this is actually from our original zoning plan for Dubai. And what we have is, I took some time to map out different, I don't want to call them zones in the district because each of these areas actually could serve multiple purposes for zoning, but different identities. And I think the identities are important, not so much for right here and now. Zoning is important. The identity, I think, is more important for Mega World. And what I really, really want to make sure happens is as people buy land and build things and the district evolves and the game evolves, we would have an opportunity to start talking in terms of personalized names and things. It's not just a certain plot of land. It's not just a district number. The district has a name. That area of the map has its own identity. So as we walk through today, I'm going to try to contextualize what you're seeing in Mega World relative to the planned identity that we have for it. So the area that we're going to build the metro station in is right over here, and it's fairly close to being right in the center of the district, relatively equidistant to all corners of the map. Not perfectly placed, but it is smack dab in the middle. And one of the reasons for the placement here is a couple things. The first one is obviously proximity to the center, because I don't really know what's going to happen with bus stops, if there's any costs involved, and lots of the value proposition for current and or future transportation buildings. I figure the safest play would be try to put the subway someplace that, regardless of whether you have a plot of land way out in one of the far corners or right in the middle of the map, that subway isn't so close to one part of the map and so far away from something else. So just in case somebody does have to run or walk or take a taxi, it's not as long. And then the other piece too is, so the station's getting dropped right over here in the downtown Dubai area, which is kind of adjacent to our Discovery Garden zone. So Discovery Gardens is right over here where our residential landmark is. Discovery Gardens is intended to be a highly efficient, optimized area for residential and breeding. Taxes in Dubai are super, super low for residential construction. It's 5% for construction, and I believe we have it at it's either 5 or 10%, 10% for residential collection. So very, very low. So the Discovery Garden area, great for residential, and because residential is being built there, also a great spot for offices. If you're building an office, ideally, you actually want to have 20 different plots of land that are built residential within your 11 by 11 area to max out your IP. So in theory, what's going to happen is whenever you construct a zone that's optimized or specialized for residential, you should naturally start to see office buildings and residentials being constructed together. And wherever you see residentials, while right now commercials and municipals are fairly irrelevant and obsolete, you will see people construct those level 1 IP boosters. Like I think Noblesse has done that here. Noblesse has their L1 commercials next to the residential. Bevins has his level 6 commercial. So this zone, as you know, from the zoning process, but also from the community coming together to work together, you're going to notice there's no industrial here. And that in and of itself, I think, is a borderline miracle and speaks to just how effective we can be at creating value for each other when we do work together. At any point in time, somebody could have built an industrial here. Ted is a great example. Ted has and had a ton of land in this area. Ted could have said, screw you guys, I bought this land, I'm using it to do whatever I want, and built level 1 industrials, and it would have messed up a lot of stuff. And to his credit, he didn't. And every once in a while, when somebody does build a little bit outside of zoning, they correct it, which is wonderful. So I haven't had to spend and waste a lot of capital to relocate people. So extremely grateful for that. And then in the Discovery Gardens area, what you're going to see too is what we've tried to do is pair a residential landmark with an office landmark. Close proximity. You're going to notice that the area and the zone of the POI are not overlapping, but they are very, very close. So the residential landmark is going to extend just over here to this first plot of land with Kevin's level 6 office. And then the office POI is going to extend to the square exactly after it. So they touch, they're adjacent, they don't overlap. And the reason why I built this here, it's not the perfect spot for an office landmark, because there is some land that's wasted. However, it incentivizes people who want to build offices to build them within range of these residential buildings. So not only does, in this case, Noblis's level 7 residential doesn't have the residential POI, but we've also made this extremely valuable land for offices, and as a result, you see what happens. People come and build business centers and offices nearby, giving Noblis really, really solid IP. 144,000 IP on their residential, and that's really without the help of much supporting commercial or municipal IP. So that's a tremendous accomplishment there. And then this is still kind of the outskirts of our Discovery Garden zone, but as you can see, it kind of comes up, and where we have our office POI is what we are calling Commerce Park. Commerce Park coincides with office, business centers, and all that stuff. So this area is zoned predominantly for office. You can build residential, you can build other stuff in here, but it's let's see. I'm having some tech issues here. Give me 1 second. Just get my face frozen forever. That should be, that's fun. The good news is I think everybody can hear me, right? If you guys can hear me, just give me a thumbs up or something. Oh, and the camera got stuck in a really, really great spot too. All right, so we got audio. That's good. All right, so you can hear me. Yeah. I suppose there are worse faces that I could have been making when it froze. All right, so we're gonna give me a second to tinker here. I feel like this is probably how a teacher feels when they're in the classroom and they're trying to teach something and they can't find the book, or they're showing a video and the TV won't work. It's like, just talk amongst yourself. Now the trick here is being somebody who knows absolutely nothing what they're doing on Twitch, how do I get my camera restarted and working again without shutting down the stream and restarting it? So let's play a game called Can I Do This Without Messing Literally Everything Up? All right. So everything else is working, just not the camera, which I suppose, worst case scenario, that's not the end of the world. We can do this without me. We will just replace that picture of me with something else. Gucci. We cannot. No, you don't need the face. The face detracts from the experience, Jericho. Right. Let's try something. All right. So it doesn't like that either. Probably fried the internals. Oh, I think we're back. I think we're back. We did it. We did it. No, Pulsar, luckily for you, my my $3,000 camera and $4,000 laptop chose this exact moment to just go on strike. I think we're in good shape now, though. So for the last 15 minutes, people have just been staring at a picture of me kind of frozen like this. It's been really great. So you have not missed the construction of the, I almost said space station. Oh man, metro station. All right, so where I was going. Okay, so first of all, quick shout out to Jan Erickson, who recently purchased this 2x2 under the Commerce Tower POI. So hopefully this is going to be great land for you. I appreciate it. And where I'm going with all this, I'm just trying to surround everybody so you kind of have a feel for what the map is like, so that as we jump into Mega World, we've got some context. And coming off of our little area here of Commerce Park, we're going to go into the downtown Dubai area. And the downtown Dubai area, as you can see, is flourishing. It is beautiful. I got to give a huge shout out to Bevins, who, as one of the original early adopters in the district, purchased a ton of land specifically to make sure that something like this was possible. So Bevins, Tarantino bought a bunch of land as well and built, residential. He's got a business center. He's got an office. Sebasik, you're in here as well. I think Star, I think that you've got, this is your office over here. Star is here as well. This is a really, really beautiful area. So Bevins has got a couple business centers here. I think the IP is maxed out. He's got his level 7 residential. Going to be working on a second residential here. And then I believe all 4 of these plots are his as well, which could be a third mega residential. And then Tarantino has constructed a level 7 there as well. So what we did next was in the downtown Dubai area, we built another office landmark. I think I mentioned a couple streams ago that for me, my strategy going in is I want people to build offices. I'm not interested in securing the district fund for myself. That is for the people who build in 214. What I'm really, really interested in is getting as many offices constructed, because when an office gets built, that land immediately becomes that much more valuable for other offices, residential buildings, industrial, and production. Office helps a ton of different buildings. So anytime you're building out a zone, your zone actually isn't going to be optimized unless you have a couple office buildings in there. So our downtown area is especially lucrative right now for business centers, offices, and residentials. And then coming over from our downtown area, we have Coral Shores. And Coral Shores is zoned residential. You've got another residential landmark over here. And that's covering a very, very large area. Show Me has a 2x2 area set up over here. There's another 2x2 available over here without needing to purchase from somebody else. Ted owns this one plot, but there's another 2x2 available here. So there's a lot of awesome land here as well. Remedy, not yet Remedy. Remedy, we ran into some tech difficulties, and I was just giving a lay of the land before I built it, just building up that suspense. So you have not yet missed it. Show me. Hey, we were just talking about your land over here. So with all that being said, this is one of the reasons why I built the metro station. I'm planning to build the metro station right over here. So very, very close to the heart of all of our major office and residential hubs. I don't know what Mega World is going to be like, and I don't know. Obviously, I'm going to continue pushing and advocating for the best scholar model possible, because I think that's what's going to be required to make this game, take off to the next level. So I'm not sure the role that citizens and avatars are going to play in Mega World, but I'm going to assume that MCP would want to have areas of the map like this that are very, very aesthetically pleasing from the ground, from the air, that these office buildings, these residential buildings that are skyscrapers aren't just going to be one-dimensional objects where you walk past and that's it. I assume that over time, each floor of the building will serve a purpose, and it's not just going to be a storefront on the ground, but that there will be substantially more utility in a skyscraper versus a mega industrial plant. So I want to make sure that this area, when somebody steps out of the subway, this is one of the first things that they see. We could place it in different places. I could place it in an area where there's not much development, but if it's out here on the outskirts, then it's not necessarily helping the part of the district where people have already put a lot of money into. So I want to make sure that we continue to enrich the area where the folks who have spent a lot of money and time developing get that foot traffic. Additionally, with this area, and because I forget what the cost is off the top of my head, but just building this thing alone, I think is in the ballpark of like $10,000 worth of Mega or materials in Mega. It's a crazy expense. And for to build this, the opportunity cost was me building 2 other Megas, which would have been really, really helpful. So for me, selfishly also, building this station, I need to build it in an area. Congratulations, show me. Level 6 office. That's awesome. I need to build it in an area where I have some upside, where people can still buy unsold land, and that will over time defray the cost. And hopefully what's going to happen is, now that the metro station's all paid for, anything that I get in from people purchasing land, I can redeploy to bus stops and back into my own operation. So, without further ado, time to build the Dubai metro station. So I tinkered with this last night to make sure that I actually could build it. And what I've learned here is, anybody else building stuff, what you're going to see is it's a 2x2 building, but you can only construct it on a certain plot, right? So when I come in here and I go to construct, it's grayed out. The only plot that I can construct this on, or actually click build on, is going to be this bottom right-hand plot. Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah, show me if you were building a custom over any other building. Nice. Oh, you got 6,000 Tron back from that. Show me from people purchasing near you in 214. Wow, that's awesome. I love to hear that. That's great. That's great. So what Show Me's talking about is, every time somebody buys an unsold plot of land within 3 plots of a plot that you own, you're getting 12.5% of your original purchase price back. Oh, and 225. Awesome. Oh, where your business center is. Sweet. Well, congratulations. All right, so it's time. I thought about figuring out how to do like sound effects and cool graphics and stuff, and then I got overwhelmed and couldn't figure it out. So we're just gonna roll the traditional bare bones classic style here. There's no going back. The second that I click build on this thing, if it's the wrong location, if it turns out the metro station is not valuable for anything, if I have to do anything to move this, it will cost me the 10,000 in materials that I constructed plus another 10 to build it again. So, no big deal. Here goes. Absolutely nothing. A little lag today. No, I would want to hype and create an air of suspense, but not just a white screen of nothing. MCP, can you tell Johnny to go over there and restart the server? All right, we're gonna tried and true refresh. Show me. Let me check that site out in 1 second. 302-166. I was thinking to build a mega office or business center, but need to clean industry somehow. Okay, oh, for the supporting residential. All right. Oh, today is just a fun day. Black screen. Screen. There the cache. While we wait. So show me, you got a level 6 business center going up. That's awesome. Is that going to level 7 soon? Nice. All right, we are back in business, it appears. Get rid of some of these screens, and let's see. That refresh and clear cache does help a lot. All right, moment of truth. Sign the transaction. I don't know why this is a really, really exciting moment. I mean, I know why it's an exciting moment. I feel like I should be making fun of myself for just how excited I am to get this thing built. I know that I told Mrs. Baba that the reason why I'm smiling and so happy this morning is because I built a subway station in Dubai. I would get a very, very strange look. So I actually haven't seen these get constructed before, so I'm not sure if there's any scaffolding or anything that shows up. So we'll give this a little time. Oh, well, the materials are all gone. Oh, there we go. MC people, we have a metro station in Dubai. 5 hours later. Thank you, thank you. Congratulations to everybody else too. This was a community effort. All right, now it's prompted me for this signature. I don't actually know if I have to, so I signed that already. So I'm assuming it's all set. I was gonna start clapping, but I just realized the audio that would just be harassment on your ears. This is exciting. I feel this is on par with the first mega that I built. That feeling of just like it's a rush. It's the culmination of a very large amount of time and a handful of folks coming together to build this. And hopefully this is going to be all worthwhile because it should immediately add a ton of value to that surrounding land. So I'm going to not sign anything else because I think what we've learned is the UI is a little funky and it keeps telling you need to sign something. You keep signing something. You keep burning Tron and Ethereum on fees. So I think we're all set. It's not loading up though. So we're going to do a couple things. So while I wait for that, show me, let me check out your site. So 302-166. Oh, we need a name for this thing. Station District 214. That will not stay like that for long. All right, let me check it out. It is there. Okay. All right. It's there. It's the materials are gone, so I should be fine. All right. So I'm just gonna let that sit for a second. It says construction still in progress. Okay. All right. So we're gonna let that sit. I signed the original transaction to build it. I signed the on-chain transaction on the Tron side. So I'm assuming we're good. We're gonna split off to the plot that Show Me was talking about, and then I'll circle back to this one. Show Me 302-166. 302-166. You guys hear banging? That's coming from above me, and that would be my son who has taken to dinosaurs and now likes to act like a dinosaur and do the stomp, stomp, stomp. It's kind of adorable when you don't have a headache or you're not trying to stream. It's like he could hear me. All right, so Show Me. Let's see here. All right, so for an office, right? So you have, okay, so heads up on this one, Show Me. So I had bought this plot of land over here, intending for it to be a bus stop. Because there's a crosswalk in front of it, I can't build a bus stop here. So we can always figure something out here to help. If you do build a mega office, we can talk about helping the IP there. I mean, I guess it all depends. If you're using the land for an office and then you're just looking for residential boosters, it should be good. I mean, the drawback is that there's no POI support for you, but with some residential placement, it should be good. I'm also kind of expecting that over time, these industrial buildings are going to go away because this land over here is just way too good for a custom building to be utilized by a level 1 industrial. So I'm assuming that these will go away, at which point it could become a great place for residential. Oh, there is crying and screaming right now. Boy. Oh, for the one, yeah. Thank you, Lux. Thank you, Lux. I appreciate it. Let's see. Yeah, so I forget. I don't think any of these are. I forget if any of these are TEDs. I think a handful. These actually, a couple of them might be. The ones that are level 1 might be TEDs. But yeah, it wouldn't make sense for these to remain industrial because while they are going to have decent IP for these, because of the proximity of the office buildings, it just from a utility perspective, this land should be much, much more valuable as a custom building versus a level 1 industrial. And the folks who have this land, in theory, if they're just looking to build a level 1 industrial, it would probably make more sense for them to sell that land to somebody who wants to use it in 214, take the proceeds and go to one of the district openings where they can buy that same plot of land to drop that same level 1 industrial for 300-400 Tron. So make 3, 4, 5,000 on the sale of the land, and then go and put that into a brand new district and accumulate, 3, 4, 5 different industrials versus the one they have here. I think it's a good site to keep an eye out for. Show Me. All right, I got the notification, the second one saying the station is built. So let's check it out and see if I can actually open it now. Now it's closed. Okay. So first thing, I'm gonna rename. So the renaming, I'm assuming that I have to, if I call it Dubai Station, it's not going to say like Dubai Station number 214. Or does it add a Dubai? Does it add a station, not prefix, suffix on the end? Huh. All right, we're just going to call it Dubai Station for now. We're going to figure out what the right naming convention for that is. All right, that is saved. It now says Dubai Station. This is exciting. Yeah, it looks like I can rename it Pulsar. So the good thing is it can be renamed. What I really, really like about the ability to rename stuff too, and we talked about this a little bit in the 214 chat, was I would really love for the different personalities and land developers and members of the 214 community to have their names on a whole bunch of stuff. So we can always, if we can rename stuff, I can always rename it to be like, Pulsar Station at Dubai. Kind of like how people name like the stadium and the field are two different things. So I think that's pretty cool. Plus, there's also, like, if I wanted to go full-blown monetization, you could always have, like McDonald's station in Dubai, stuff like that. So, all right, so we got that built. Let's see, did the signage change? Signage has not changed yet. So, moment of truth. Let us see if hop over here into Mega World. Let's see what pops up. I have no plan B. There is no plan B that if this does not work, I'm like, oh, I'll just switch to X, Y, and Z content. There is no plan B. So let's see what we can do here. Servers, don't fail us now. As they fail us. Right. Tron City. Time for another cache clear. This is good. It's just it's stalling the process to allow anybody who wasn't able to join earlier to join in time to see all of this. That's what this is all about. Jericho, that's what I was trying. Crazy. Yeah, apparently so. Apparently building the station and then trying to load up the demo is overload. Oh boy. We're gonna try. Are you having issues collecting? Yeah. Let me try to open up the Ethereum map. Let me see if that's. I'm sure it's. Okay. Progress. We have a man on a road in the Ethereum city. Okay. That is good news. Let's reload. By the way, Crazy, I got to give you a shout out because I've had a couple different people, especially newer players, who have talked to me, who have said you've done a real service for them, helping them out, not just with rentals, but giving advice and guidance. So, man, I really, really appreciate that. I think that's critical for this community. All right. We are in business here. Okay. Town Hall, looking good. Still loving that redesign. All right. By the sounds of it, Jack is giving Nana a run for her money. All right, there we go. District 214, Dubai Station. This is the first time I've had a chance to actually enjoy District 214 in Mega World, because I was not about to spend the 30 minutes trying to run from one district to 214. So you're getting a true first reaction here. All right, so we are now outside. All right, so what we've learned is whatever you name the station in MCP is exactly how it will appear here. And there's plenty of space here too, so we can have some fun with that name. Awesome. All right, so we've got our metro station. And our metro station is, if we look over here to the left, we have our Discovery Gardens area. That is Nobles's Mega Residential. next to the Discovery Tower. All of this land that is out in front, I think Ted has a 1x2 here, but most of this land is unsold and available for purchase. So if you're looking for land right next to the metro station where all the foot traffic coming into the district should be coming from, these are plots that will be available. I am going to be starting tomorrow. Land price for the district is going to go from 75% to 100%. I didn't want to do that until we got the station built, but that will be the final adjustment to land prices. So anybody who has land already, congratulations, because that value should hopefully keep going up, especially as I bring the land price from 75 to 100%. For anybody who doesn't, do not FOMO in. Land will be here. If you can't find land you want in 214, you will find land in one of the other districts or one of the 30 that have yet to open. All right, so let's check out our Discovery Gardens area. All right, so we've got our POI. So if we turn around, we should see Bevins will have there's Bevins level 6 commercial. Awesome. And then coming around here, we've got Discovery Tower. We have Noblis's level 7 residential. And then over here, we have the famous Hustler office that was just constructed live on stream last week. So that's Crypto Hustler's mega office. This is Kevin K's level 6 district office, which I believe he's purchased land, both of these plots next to it. He has, so this should be a level 7 at some point. And then if we keep walking down this way, we're going to head into our Commerce Park. The monument did get more, well, the monument will get more expensive also, yes. But also by the same token, in theory, some of those level 1s over time should get deconstructed to make room for custom buildings. So there's a chance that you might not have as many issues with negative IP in the future if those start to get demolished. I really can't see level 1 buildings taking up a ton of space, especially in districts that have a higher land value, because it doesn't really make sense for somebody to build a level 1 on a plot of land that's, worth 5, 10, 20,000 Tron when they could do the exact same thing, in a cheaper district. All right, we got World freezing up on us. Not cooperating today. Not cooperating. Let's see. Yeah, I can't even get a cursor right now. Here we go. It's going to be annoying if I have to come back in and then find the same spot I was in before. Which I think will happen because you spawn in at the main tower. All right. Try this again. Right. Let's go to District 214. Wonder what the ordering here is. Right. So we're back at the metro station. We'll swing back over to that area. So Discovery Gardens, heading towards Commerce Park. Oh man, that little boy is not happy. Doesn't he know? Does little Baba not know that today is a momentous occasion and it's a day of celebration and victory and not crying or sadness? He did not get the memo. All right, so this is our Commerce Tower. All right, so the office POI, and then if you're looking over here, you are going to start to see, I believe this is, show me, this is your business center, I think, right? You got your business center here, and then Seb is around here as well. All right, so this is what I'm truly curious about. I want to see what the downtown area looks like, because we have a whole bunch of skyscrapers here, and this should be quite beautiful. Yeah, look at all that. Lots of business centers. We look back, we got more. And then this area too, when Bevins is done, Bevins is going to have a handful of two more mega residentials. This is what I'm really excited about too, is when you have the ability to add custom signage. So obviously all these offices, you've got your corporate logo on it, but hopefully, this will be something that's fun to look up to. Wonder what I think MCP's talked a lot too about commercials, and commercials being able to be used for advertisements. So I wonder if commercials will have these signages placed as well, or if they're actually going to be larger. Let's head in. I want to see what one of these offices look like on the inside. Nice. All right. So we are right now. We are in this area right here, the downtown Dubai area, smack dab in the middle of the district. And if I go tab here, I can see the mini map. So we are sitting there, perfect. All right. All right, so then what we can do is, if this is the downtown area, if I keep running over this way, we're going to hit Coral Shores. And Coral Shores, so this is where Bevins is. So this is Bevins Mega Residential. And then this is going to be, I think this is the next residential that he's building. He's got the one of the buildings already starting to be upgraded. Let's check out the difference between a level 1. I think that is a level 4. See what the interior looks like. It's like a Manhattan studio. Right. Somebody should tell that receptionist she's taking up way too much space here. All right, so that's level 1, and then let's check out. I think this is a level 4. I'm not positive. See the difference. All right, so a little bit more space. Level 3. Level 3. Right. So this is Coral Tower. So we are now sitting, if we look at the map, we are now right over here in Coral Shores. And that white X is the tower that we're looking at right now. So show me, you have over here, we're going to scoot over. So most of this open land here is actually unsold as well. There's a couple plots here that Ted owns. And I think Ted does still accept offers. I'm just not sure what he's been accepting as of late. I think I've seen some 5,000, 5.5, maybe 6,000. We can check that out. All right, so here's Show Me's 2x2. You've got your business centers, and then this is the land I think Show Me that Ted owns. But what's cool about this is just over here, you've got the beach, hence the naming convention, Coral Shores. So it still remains to be seen what that waterfront or beachfront property is going to look like, or what it's going to be able to do. But the nice thing with Dubai and the district is, if you look at the map, it's almost solely surrounded by water. Starbucks delivery, thank you. He was just throwing a little bit of a fit. So I'm talking to you, actually. She keeps walking away. I don't know why she keeps walking away. I'm talking to her. I think she thinks I'm talking to you. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So we are in the Coral Shores area, and let's check out. I think what I want to do next is let's go down a bit, right? So Coral Shores, we're right in the very middle of the map. Everything up from here towards the northern part of the district is not really built out too much. There's still a lot of land available in this space. I'm going to scoot down here towards Diamond Park and Palm Heights. And I want to eventually head down towards Palm Harbor Shores and Promenade Point. And what I'm going to try to do is, as I go through, what you're going to see is each of these red circles represents a place that I have land reserved specifically for a bus station. And the hope is that nobody that has land in 214 is going to have to build a bus station to ensure that people can get to their area quick. I'm going to take revenue that I get from land purchases, especially near the metro station, and any mega that I can acquire, and try to gradually build out those bus stops. The only thing that's preventing me from doing them now, is my biggest concern is so a bus station can only be constructed using a level 3 or higher commercial building. And the level 3 commercials cost about 1,000 Tron to build from the ground up in fees and taxes, plus the materials. And the materials aren't crazy expensive, especially because Mega is quite low right now. My biggest concern, though, is the concrete, glass, and bricks that are required to build the bus station. And if I have to deconstruct the building, let's say I build a supermarket and I decide later on I need a trade center, if I have to deconstruct it to build the other building type, it's going to be really, really expensive. And I'm assuming that MCP is going to find a unique use for supermarkets versus trade centers. It's the only building in the game, or it's the only two buildings in the game that do not serve distinct purposes relative to each other. So one of the sole reasons why I will probably build bus stations very slowly is I don't want to start constructing them until I know exactly what the purpose of a supermarket versus a trade center is going to be, because I imagine that what will happen is people will enter the district through the metro station. That will be the place everybody's going to come in and land in downtown Dubai. And then from there, they're going to take the bus to different parts of the district. And the most logical thing is going to be wherever they land, those bus stations should be primed for metaverse activities, stamina restoration. If there's anything that's unique to an avatar and what they need to continue playing, whether it be stamina, energy, food, anything like that, I want to make sure that those bus stations, you don't have to run 2-3 blocks from your bus stop to go get something you need. So that's the stall strategy on the commercials. But we do have a couple folks that have built bus stations so far. I know Hustler built one up over here, and I think somebody else just recently built one over in Palm Harbor Shores, which I already had the land for, but I was super, super excited and, like, honestly blown away by the fact that they named it Palm Harbor Station. So thank you very much for that. I really appreciate it. I actually want to see who was that built it. Is that Raymond? I forget. Mr. Botsford, you buying some land? Ted, if you're watching this, I've never seen you buy an unsold plot of land for 3,000 Tron before. Well, thank you, buddy. Let's see here. So this commercial, this is the one that has the bus station or the bus stop, which this wonderful person named Palm Harbor, which I really, really appreciate. That was one of my biggest concerns. The part of me that's like a little bit OCD was very, very worried when MCP introduced transportation buildings with the ability to name them, was that somebody like me that spent a ton of time kind of meticulously curating this identity for the district, all of a sudden anybody could build a level 3 and just name it whatever they wanted. It can be Baba You Suck Station, which I'm not going to put it past people. I'm sure that will happen, but you know, it is what it is. So, but thank you very much for not only building this, but naming it Palm Harbor. That's I'm deeply appreciative of that. And the cool thing too is by doing that, so there's an identity now for this area. So anybody who owns land now has a reference point. I own land in Palm Harbor Shores. If I want to get to my land, I can get to it using the Palm Harbor bus station. I'm having issues getting the UI to load for the plot information, but I thought I I don't want to misrepresent, but I thought this was Raymond Rice that has this and built it. So correct me if I'm wrong. All right, let's head back in. Okay, so this is Show Me's area. Kevin, welcome. Welcome, buddy. We got the station is built. We were checking out your level 6 office. I'm disappointed that the signage is not showing the actual signage because I'd love to flash that Mega Development Corporation banner over there, but all in due time. All right, so we are in Coral Shores, and let's scoot on down. Sorry, I gotta flip screens here. Let's scoot back down towards Diamond Park. So Diamond Park, it's gonna be an easier way. I feel like I can flip through tabs on an internet browser with something. Is it Control page up, page down? All right, so we're in Coral Shores. We're gonna head down here towards Diamond Park, and Diamond Park is where I have. So this is a huge industrial and energy zone. This is where I'm building most of my stuff. And we'll go down to Diamond Park and then swing over towards Palm Harbor Shores. And also, for anybody who might be watching this now or later, I do have some plots of land that I've purchased randomly throughout the district. It was actually part of a land buyback program right after the district opened. I offered people, I think, 1,000 Tron, regardless of what they paid originally for the land. So I do have some random plots around. I don't necessarily have plans to sell them because I assume that as the game evolves, there will be more and more stuff that me as a district owner needs to build to help grow the district. So right now, anytime you see a plot of land that I own that's like a random 1x1 or 1x2, I've purchased it for the intent of, it was probably cheap at the time, but I really want to have like a little stockpile of land available so that if there's additional transportation infrastructure or any kind of custom buildings or stuff that's needed to support the growth of the district, I have land for. So if you haven't noticed, the price of land is a little bit expensive. So I want to keep and hold it. But if I am blocking something or if there's a plot of land that I have that would be highly beneficial for you, even if it's as like an IP booster, let me know. At the bare minimum, I can build a level 1 if you shoot me the materials. Normally, I'd use the materials myself, but I'm a little low right now as we dip in for some public works. This is a cool plot of land over here. So if we look at the, if we zoom out here, I think tab is the mini map. This is a really, really cool isolated, it's not a peninsula, but it's kind of like a peninsula with the road. It's a 2x2 that's sitting right out here at the very edge of the world. So across the street, you've got the beach and the water. There's nothing happening over here. It will be a 2x2 that is not good at all for any microeconomy building. But this is going to be, if I think Ted owns this. Does it show? That doesn't say who owns it, but I'm almost positive. I know this map pretty well. I'm pretty sure this is Ted. This will make for a really, really, really cool custom building. When the district first came out and was opening, this was one of the areas I saw a 2x2 and I was like, oh, I really should buy it and make it like my residence or something like my HQ within the district, but I did not pull the trigger. Now, I would not blame Ted one bit if he did not sell this plot of land for anything short of a substantial amount. I think that's going to be a really, really cool area for a custom building. Oh, Jared, yeah, you're 20. You're 20,000. I'm hoping to, honestly, buddy, like, it's tough because name of the game as a district owner, once the district opens, after it opens in that initial land rush and construction stops, like right now, there's not a lot of people that have 2x2 sites left that have plans for mega buildings. Most of the 2x2s that people have purchased, they've already constructed their mega. So I don't really see myself pulling in a substantial amount from construction upgrades anymore. And because people aren't speeding up either, the revenue from just collections really is not, it's not where it needs to be for me to you know to feel great about what's coming in. But land purchases obviously are like, it's a huge source of revenue that I can use to continue growing. But we can always see too, for some of the folks, I don't often open the door to this, but I have no problem at least discussing, if you purchase a plot of land, providing some type of incentive back to you. So it's not going to be an open door policy. If you buy land, I'm going to give you money back. That's like, I think I do enough for everybody in the district already, but there are going to be certain cases where I'd be happy to help if I can help at that specific moment. All right, so this is Diamond Park. Diamond Park, I think almost every single plot of land that you're going to see over here, I own. The unsold plots are largely all unsold. There are a couple here that Ted owns. Ted, if you are watching, at some point, it would be super, super helpful. I would love to build. The plan is for these 4 level 1 offices to eventually go away and to build an industrial POI there so I can power a bunch of my buildings here. But I'm only going to do that if I can secure all the land nearby. Otherwise, it'll be a waste. I'm better off just keeping them offices. But Ted, if you are watching, I think you own this plot. I would love to eventually purchase this from you. And then also over here, you have, not over here, I think it's right across the road over here, one of these plots, which I would love to buy at some point as well, so I can build another 2x2. But yeah, so this is Diamond Park. This is heavy industrial and energy. You've got my level 6s that will hopefully soon one day be megas. I think I've got land for 4 or 5 industrial megas over here. If we scoot on over here, I've got a couple plots of land here. Level 6 energy, that should hopefully one day become a mega. And you've got all energy and water buildings over here. So while this land is nice and it's near the water, it's full of resource plots and is perfect for industrial energy and production. So I don't foresee this being an area where people are going to build lots of custom buildings. The value, the inherent value and utility of the land really isn't for the location. It's the proximity to resource plots. And all this land here is extremely expensive. Ted, also, if you're watching this plot here, I believe this is yours at some point, would love to potentially purchase that from you so I can build a mega water here. All right, so Diamond Park. Now, if we go through Diamond Park, we are now going to see Kevin K's Mega Business Center, which is just over here past Mr. Jericho's level 6 mixer. If you don't know Jericho's story, and Jericho is in chat here, if you don't know Jericho's story, there's an article on MCPHQ in the blog that kind of talks about his journey into the game and how he started with Jericho. What was it, like 10 Tron? And you kind of bartered and arbitraged your way all the way up to the money and capital that you needed to build a level 6 industrial building. So that is an amazing, amazing story. And it's the reason why anytime somebody comes into the Discord and is like, I only have $50 or $100, I can't possibly do this. Where there's a will, there's a way. And I think Jericho has proved that. Ivan's also building, he's got a level 6 in the works over here. I think we've got a level 5 and a level 4 right now. So that will be a level 6 someday soon as well. So a premature celebration in order for Ivan. It's been great seeing him build that. So we are now heading into the Palm Harbor Shores area. So we were in Diamond Park. We are now right over here, right in this corner, heading towards the tip of Palm Harbor. And I really should be pointing out the places where I plan on building bus stops, but just keep in mind, anywhere where you see a red dot, that's where I plan to build a bus station. This one specifically because that individual already built the bus stop. I actually can't build it over there anymore. So this will likely not be constructed. But I do want to make sure to, one of the things I think is going to be different and hopefully special is I want to name all the bus stations after people who are building into 14. So the names are not final. However, what you'll see is the planned locations, rather than call them, like originally I was going to build a bus stop in Commerce Park and it was going to be called Commerce Park Station. I want, like in that case, like I want to call it Tarantino Stations or Bevan Stations or Slats or Kevin, all that stuff, so that way there, as people are going through the map, it's a celebration of community, more so than anything else. And it looks like, based off of the space we have for names, what we could do is, it could be, in this case, like if we were going to build, Slat Station Diamond Park, it could be Slat Station at Diamond Park. So we'll tinker with what the right approach is there, but that plan has not changed. Any bus stations that I build, I really, really want to build a name after members of the community that are delivering not just value for themselves, but values for the people around them. Hopping back in. All right, so this is Kevin's area. So Kevin's Business Center. And as we scoot down here, these 6 plots all belong to Kevin. IP boosting residentials and IP boosting business centers. We're going to head down here. Now we're going towards the tip of the peninsula. I'm really excited to see this. So this is, these are 2 level 4 district offices, I believe. This is 4 or 3. I think it's 4. Level 4, right. So these will eventually, hopefully one day, be a level 6, which will be great. As we head down here, so now we're getting towards the very, very tip. Let's swing over to Palm Harbor Station. So here's your bus stop. So if you were to take the bus from somewhere to Palm Harbor, this is where you're landing. You're going to land right over here. Outside, you're going to look over, you're going to see Kevin's Business Center. And then over here, there's a couple plots of land for sale over here. So if you're looking for like waterfront-ish property, this could be a place for you. This 2x2 is owned by Slats. I believe there are residentials dropped here for now, just as placeholders. And I gotta give a shout out for Slats. Slats bought a handful of different plots, sites at the very beginning of the opening, and dropped level 1s down to ensure that somebody who was looking at this as they saw residential, because I didn't want this to become an industrial area, that if they saw a bunch of residentials built, they wouldn't start building random buildings. So big thank you to Slats for that. Ted, you also did that as well at the beginning, with all of your land. So I appreciate all the help from everybody who has added level 1s, either as IP boosters for themselves or for others. And then here we are, just getting down to the very tip of the district. So I have 2 plots of land right over here that I have no idea what I'm going to do with them. But I figured owning land at the end of the district would be a good thing. And this is, we come through here, we're looking out in the water, and this area there's nothing, right? So we're looking right over here. There is no district in sight for a very, very long time. If we flip over to here, this is the area that we're at right now. So there is this plot of land available for sale. It is 2,500 Tron. These are the 2 plots that I own. But across the way, you're going to have, this is a little area, and I think Joe owns most of this land. Oh no, Chambers and Joe. Oh, this is okay. These are the infamous plots. Okay. The drama plots. All right, yeah, so this little island, Joe owns some land there. And that's really the only thing that's in range of Dubai on this side. Everything after that, you're going to get to this other district. And this is 225, 256. Right, so nothing as far as the eye can see for a while over here. So that's Palm Harbor Shores. Yeah, and Jericho, I have a feeling that hunger is never actually going to go away. Like I can tell you myself personally, like one of the biggest challenges I still have today is not being satisfied with what I have. And it's actually not even it's not a greed thing. It's not like, oh, I need more because I want to make more, I want to do it's just genuinely you have this plan and this vision and you're trying to build it out and you're impatient and you get to a point where you say, okay, I'm going to build X amount of buildings and then I'm going to be done. And you always find another thing, another reason to build something else. Bob Duncan, going on, man? Thank you. Yeah, the hair was getting a little out of control. It was time for a little reset. Oh, you're gonna have that Mega Jericho for sure. All right, so we're gonna swing over. So we're leaving. So we're not leaving. I'm sorry. We're still in the Palm Harbor Shores area. This is a site that I have started to secure for myself. I feel like every time I go to a site, I'm always gonna there's always gonna be the ability to say, "Hey, Ted, also you own a plot here." So we are swinging over from here. So this is the bus station. We're right over here in this area. So it's a 2x4 plot, a 2x4 site. And as you can see, I've secured 5 of these plots so far. Ted has this plot. These 2 are open. I will eventually, if these plots are still available, purchase them. They're 10,000 now. When I put the price up to 100%, they're going to go up even higher. But my hope is that this will, while I don't have any plans to build custom buildings, I'm going to try to ride the wave of capitalize on people needing materials, both on the Ethereum and the Tron side. But if I do build a custom building, I'd love to build like a large Dubai tower right here. But to do that, I think it's really going to need to be a 2x3 or a 2x4. So hopefully at some point I can grab that plot from Ted, grab these 2 plots, and then start building out some very, very, very large tower. It will also be interesting to see too, like with custom buildings, does me building a prestigious or recognizable building in 2.14, will that help anybody else in 2.14? Is that adding value to anybody besides me? And I don't know. Bob, you're trying to switch all of your operations to office and business buildings. So, who did that recently? Cool Ruler. Cool started off with an industrial, residential, and energy footprint. And what I think I observed over the last year was a gradual swap of industrial buildings and energy buildings for business centers. And now he's built up a very, very large footprint of business centers, which in a bull market where the price of Mega is depressed relative to Ethereum, he must have cleaned up. The only reason why I personally haven't gone hard into business centers is if you believe that the price of Mega is going to outpace or is going to be able to run on its own and grow, I'd rather weather the storm in times where capital is very expensive and be able to capitalize on the times when Mega pumps. So if Mega pumps up to $100, those business centers, their income is fixed. It's relatively flat. You could argue that if Mega goes up to $100, it will inspire people to build more, and therefore the global fund will go up, and the business center share will increase. Business center shares probably aren't going to increase all that much because as the fund goes up, people are just going to build more business centers. So I look at business centers as, if you're playing MCP purely for passive, they're phenomenal. If you're doing it as a part of your vertical integration so that you have money coming in every day that you can use for collections or anything like that, they're phenomenal. Going solely business center I think that the inherent risk is if Mega goes up, you cannot ride that wave. If Mega goes up disproportional to Ethereum, the opportunity cost is, instead of you producing materials that you could swap for Mega, you are now receiving solely Ethereum, which if Mega goes up relative to Ethereum, your buying power from your business center for materials and other stuff in game decreases. So it's tough. I think there's reasons for both. you probably want to consider, if you're going to go that route, you would probably want to wait until Mega is at a high point and then try to swap or trade your industrial or your energy buildings for business centers, because that's the point in time when people are going to have the highest demand for those buildings. Bob, thank you. I don't know what bits are, but thank you. Somebody's going to need... Scotty's been giving me a crash course on Twitch and bits and subscriptions and all that stuff. So I'm gonna get much better with this. I'm gonna figure out what all these different things are, so that when you subscribe, you're getting some value, and it's not just you throwing money in the furnace. Thank you. We have... All right, so this is Show Me's area, and Show Me has a Mega Glassworks here. And then if we scoot over here, Show Me has a lovely production monument and a production Mega. We got a brickworks here. This is actually an area, so I'll zoom out to the MCP map. This is an area, while I do want to build a custom building just a block or so over, this is going to be a really cool area. If we can put together maybe a little community effort, this would be a phenomenal place for a production POI, specifically a landmark. So when I look at this, one of the opportunities here is... So Show Me already has glass and a brick right here, right? Reserved these 2 plots of land. So if there was a production landmark here, we're talking about a landmark that's going to be able to hit buildings up to over here, down to over here as well, and then even crossing over into this area. So, you know, obviously, like, funds are tight now because we got to had to build a metro station. I've got to build bus stops. But down the road, if anybody's interested in like really bringing in a substantial production footprint, this would be an awesome place to start to try to build something together. Hey, Sevasik. Yeah, we got there. We got where Dubai is open to the world now. Pulsar, your level 5 is right over here. Right? It's got to be over here because you're near Show Me. And yeah, there you go, right over here. Let's scamper over there. Because you've got your level 5, and then your mixers are nearby as well, right? Here is Pulsar's level 5, and then he's got this business center here as an IP booster, but eventually that's going to be a level 6 smelter. And then Pulse, your mixer is up, right? It's over here. Yeah, sweet. And then mixer over here. So you're gonna have that stuff close. And then I guess the plan is, if you dropped a monument over here, you'd be able to reach both. Do I have land that you could use for a POI over here? I forget. I don't think I do. Nothing that will touch both. Ted, if you're watching this and you want to do me and Pulsar a favor, this plot of land that you own, I will swap it with you for another plot of land in Dubai. And I'll give that plot of land to Pulsar so they can build the monument. Michelle. Right. So this is a cool area. So it'll be Pulsar Square. I like it. And I do have I'm gonna try to remember to say this as I get to the areas. I have a plot of land over here close by, like more towards the Diamond Park area for a bus stop. I also have one plot over here next to Show Me's, I think it's your brickworks right over here, that I have planned for a bus stop as well. So right over here, this is planned to be a bus stop. I think we determined that they can't be within 7 plots of each other or something like that. So I don't know what the value is to have a whole bunch of bus stations. Like, do you want to have bus stations every 7 plots, or do they not need to be that concentrated and clustered? I'm not sure yet. All right, let me reorient myself. So that is Diamond Park looking that way. All right. So now, as we look at where we are sitting right over here. So we're near this number 5, Palm Heights. So we're now kind of smack dab in the middle of downtown Diamond Park and Palm Harbor Shores. We're in the Palm Heights area, and we're going to start scooting over towards Promenade Point. Tell you something. An unfinished concrete basement in the winter on the eastern part of the United States is not fun. It is cold. And if I turn the space heater on, I'm worried about the ambient sound leaking into the microphone as I drink iced coffee. I know that I'm a walking, talking contradiction right now. I don't know. There's just sometimes I'm in a mood for iced coffee, and it could be 5 degrees outside and it wouldn't matter. All right, so we are Diamond Heights. Let's scoot on over. All right, so I see. All right, so the POI that you see in the distance, that is Promenade Tower. So that is one of the farthest corners of the district. That's an industrial area. And then this area, since we see energy buildings, that's how we know we're heading towards Promenade Point. You have, I believe, over here, this is Bruno Carter's level 5. So Bruno has this level 5, and then also this level 1, I believe. And then Tarantino, if you are watching this, I cannot tell you how much I appreciate the fact that you have held resource plots for me. Given the fact that I've got to put a whole bunch of money into public transportation stuff, I please feel free to sell those plots. If you get an offer, take it, because I have no idea how long it's going to be before I can afford to start building out my own stuff again. All right, so we are in Promenade Point now. Scotty! Lenny! Oh my gosh! It's Lenny! How you doing, buddy? Oh, this is exciting. Scotty and Lenny here. I was wondering, Lenny, if you had a chance to watch some of the stuff, and then the other day in chat when you gave some praise my way, it was wonderful. Thank you, Scotty. I'm glad you're here because Max abandoned me today, and I know he's going to watch this on playback. I want him to feel a little guilt. Max, we wouldn't have had those technical difficulties in the beginning if Max had been here. Oh yeah, Scotty, you missed. I had my camera was freezing up on me. So at one point, for about 5 minutes in the stream, I kept talking, not realizing it, and it was just my face frozen in a very, very unappealing manner. All right, so we are right over here near Promenade Point. So we've got this little harbor area that surrounds us. So let's scoot on. That's okay. I mean, Scotty, I suppose I have to be self-sufficient, or at least when I start to sink or fall out of the boat, I have to be able to rescue myself. Oh, I can't jump over that. I literally just started running at that like it was Call of Duty or something. I was going to be able to hurdle it. All right, so Promenade Point. We are right over here at Sebaseek's level 7 smelter plant. This area. So the land here, this is the first POI that we constructed. The land here is very expensive. It went up really, really quick, and I feel like it got out of hand very quick. So hopefully there will be reasons for people to spend 20,000, 30,000 Tron on plots in the future. This is Leah's brand new level 7 smelter plant. Congratulations, that was a long time in the making. That just finished that. This is Mr. Chambers, level 6 smelter as well. And then we have my 2x2 site, which I purchased off of Show Me. I do want to be clear. I told everybody that I would not the public landmarks, I would not buy land nearby. That was for you guys. I did not buy this land. Show Me bought it, built the level 1s, and then sold the land to me. So I think that's still, I can still say I haven't purchased land near a POI. And then Show Me, I think you got what? This is your 1x2, and then Ted has the other part of this 1x2. So this would be a nice area for somebody to reclaim and build a mega there as well. I almost want to knock down my level 1 smelters over here, because when I look at this part of the map, literally all you see are smelters. Check this out. It's just nothing but smelters. So if an area concentrated with smelters turns out to be an important thing, I'd say we got that on lock. Yeah. Oh, Lenny, it was a little touch and go. We had some server issues, but the station is now constructed and operational, and 214 is accessible to the world. Oh, Lenny, that validation. I think so. I set the chat up. I forget what my settings are. Scotty's. I'm sure Scotty's going to help me. But I was trying to make sure. I want to make sure that chat is. It's very easy to chat, because let's face it, these streams would be boring as hell if you guys were not talking and interacting. But I do want to make sure that, unlike the Discord, this can be a place of just nothing but good vibes and no toxicity. All right, so this is Promenade Point. Noblesse, hey, I thought you were already here. I feel like at some point I was talking to you, having apparently what I thought was a dialogue turns out to be just a one-way monologue. Okay, this is a cool little area too. So if we run past, so we're technically actually leaving Promenade Point, and we're running through the freeway here, which I don't know how that's going to work in the future. But we are coming to a cute. I realize how this sounds. It sounds like not very manly. We're coming to this really, really cute little outcropping on the outskirts of Dubai, and we're looking over here at Emerald Heights. So Emerald Heights is another example of a place where, honestly, it's probably not going to be great for microeconomy buildings. There's just not a ton of land nearby to provide enough IP boost to any of the buildings. However, it could be a really, really awesome place for custom buildings. So we're looking right over here at this area. There's actually some pretty cheap land over here too, right? So we've got plots that are 2,000-3,000 Tron. These are actually some of the cheapest plots left. I'm surprised that nobody's purchased them yet. Ted does own a handful of these plots, so it's not like you're going to be able to build a 2x2 site unless you buy that land. But these will be pretty cool areas for some custom buildings. In hindsight, I kind of regret saying that, because I keep looking at this cheap land saying, I'm going to buy that, I'm going to buy that. And every single time I get a little jingle in my pocket, it's like, oh, time to build a bus stop. Oh, time to build a metro station. Oh, I need more citizens. Oh, 1901. Lenny, I always knew you were wise. 1901. You've seen a lot. You've been through a lot. But it's presumably it's a drop down, right? So it's not a free form. So you would think that if they make 1901 available as a drop down option, that it shouldn't stand out. All right, so Diamond Heights is right over here. I am freezing. I chose a terrible day to wear short sleeves, not put the heater on, and drink iced coffee. All right, so we got Diamond Heights over here. We're going to scoot back over, and we're going to check out the corner of Promenade Point. There are a handful of plots over here that are available for purchase that haven't been sold yet, but also there's a couple industrials. I think Callflow there's a couple mixers here that are for sale. So if anybody's looking for land over there, you might be able to grab that off a secondary market. And then coming down here, this is another area that actually, it could be great for industrial if it was built out, but I also think that inevitably this area could become a nice little place for custom buildings. So this is the extreme corner of Promenade Point. Everything past this is going to be water. So you got waterfront over here coming through. And then if we go back, this is also the ingress point for the district coming over. When we looked at that that little island that Joe owns almost all the land for, that freeway runs from 256 to that island over to here. And then this is your entryway into 214. So you're either going to come in over here and enter into the tip of Promenade Point, or you're going to continue on and it's going to take you to the intersection of Diamond Heights and Promenade Point. So if vehicle traffic turns out to be important, this is a really, really cool area because vehicles can only enter Dubai from two or three different parts. Let's see, they're coming in from over here, this area. And I think, honestly, actually, I don't even think they can come in from over here, from Crystal Cove. I think I'm not sure if that's connected over there. But at the bare minimum, it's really two locations. It's over here and then up over here in the corner. So that could be a nice little area for vehicle traffic. And I do have one plot of land. I believe it is this plot, but the plan is for a bus station over here at some point. Scotty, you are in Palm Harbor Shores. So Scotty, your plot is right over in. Oh, you know what? I don't know for sure. What are the coordinates of your plot? I think it's over here, which would be Palm Harbor. You're a diamond. I forget where you are. I am going to step away for like literally 2 seconds and turn this heater on because my nipple's going to poke through my shirt. All right. Ooh, man. Okay. Yeah, Scotty, if you get the coordinates for your building, give me a shout. We'll look it up. So planned bus station over here. Not a slip, a poke through. I think a slip would be, well, actually, I don't know the official definition, but I would think that a slip would be something moving down or to the side, exposing. This is just going to be like poke the camera right through my cotton shirt. All right. Let's see. All right, so this is Promenade Point. And let me zoom to the micro map so you can see. So we're sitting right over here. Yeah, so it's this plot. This is the one that right now I have tentatively reserved for a bus station. And so I grabbed the plot because it was cheap and I didn't have any land over here. I have a plot over here and I also have a plot right over here. So depending on where we want to go, this might be the plot for the bus station. And then that other plot, either I can sell to somebody else, or use it for other purposes. So I have to figure out where that's going to go. But there will be a bus station over here. Okay, all right. So it's not an actual. It's the slip is not the verb. It is okay. All right. So then yeah, I suppose in that case. There is a risk. Maybe we need like a little like a light or a meter over here that will adjust based off the temperature. So the colder it gets, the nip slipometer increases. Scotty, thank you for the subscribe. I appreciate that, buddy. Too kind. 311 163. Oh, you've got two plots. Awesome. Let's check it out. What the heck did I do? And go off here. 311, 163. I didn't realize you had two plots. That's awesome. I don't know why it's not zooming out it's not finding that. Up here. Let's try it again. 311, 163. Go. It's not working. All right, when in doubt, you know what we do? We refresh. Which inherently it's actually funny because as the map causes issues, just the act of refreshing alone, I think, actually just puts more strain on the servers anyway, so not really helping things. Yeah, the last couple of days, it's interesting because people have been complaining. Oh, black screen. We've seen this before. People were complaining about that the last couple of days in their collections. I must just be lucking out because I've had no issues with my collections. I've been able to get everything in, no problem. And the Ethereum side, I haven't had any issues at all. So I don't know if it's just a Tron issue or what. Lenny did have an extremely specific diagnosis that he posted for MCP the other day. I love that. All right. Well, hopefully World is still working. We'll keep trying. Scotty, I'll check that out. I'll check that out again as soon as that map pops back up. Oh, nice. Did you, Scotty? Were both of the plots off the secondary market, or were they were either of them unsold? It must have been secondary, right? All right. So what am I looking at here? This is. I've lost my way. This is Promenade Point. Oh, okay, Promenade Point still. All right. So what we will do next is we're gonna swing back up. Oh, Scotty, I know the unsold plot. I know where that is. I know where that is. That's actually, it is. It's the Diamond Heights heading towards Coral Shores. It's going to be up in... oh, actually, it might be Jumeirah Beach. Over here? Scotty, I'm thinking it's up over here, but I'm not positive. All right, let me make sure I'm going. All right, so Bevan's Level 6 Trade Center is my waypoint. That's how I know that I'm going towards Discovery Gardens. We're going to see Discovery Tower pop up. I am excited because MCP, while they haven't like straight up confirmed it, they continue to say, yes, that's great, we should do that. Landmarks are supposed to, I think, get a little additional utility with signage and branding. So hopefully we'll be able to do some cool stuff with these landmarks in the future. I am also hoping that landmarks provide some kind of financial benefit for me. The amount of Tron that I have sunk into constructing those things, not just the land, but the landmark and the materials and the fees is a lot. So hopefully somewhere down the road, it can drive some additional value. All right, so we are leaving Discovery Gardens, Commerce Park. Let me swing over to where I have a planned bus station over here. I'm really going to try to get better about sharing those locations because I think it'll be important for anybody who's planning. I think it's right over here. Let's see if this the map is, oh, cool. Map's working now. Well, Scotty, your plot is up, but there's no visual. We'll try refresh. So we have, I could really use a compass here, just so I know what direction I'm looking in. All right, this is, to my knowledge, this right over here. Yes, okay, so this is the 2x2 business center that Jan Erickson just bought. This is the planned location for a bus stop. My one concern with this, though, is I'm burning a 2x2. So ideally, I would actually love to not burn that location. And my Mega World has stopped working. Everything has stopped working, but the stream is still working. We'll do this for a second. Let's clear that cache. Thinking we're gonna need a reset of world, but luckily, so thank goodness we've got the metro station built, because otherwise I'd be loading into another district and then doing a 30-minute run from there to world. This might be a me issue and not an MCP issue, because Brave is just not reacting right now. Might be Brave. Yeah. That's right. Oh yeah. Pulsar. That's near your area. Okay, looks like we've got browser working again. MCP still struggling, but world. As Dory would say, just keep swimming, just keep swimming. All right. So it's not a Brave issue. This is a MCP side thing. I think we cleared cache once and Mega World started working again. Yeah, crazy. There's a lot of similarities and coincidences. I'll say that. I would love for irrefutable evidence and proof that there are two different teams working on two different projects with their own assets, and when we see one issue in one game and one issue in another, that they are completely unrelated. All right, we'll do this again. Let's run from the station, from the town hall. Oh, actually, wait. Before we go anywhere, this is my retirement plan. I purchased these 2 plots of land a little while back, right next to the tower. So, honey, if you're watching, maybe someday we can quit our job because of these 2 plots. Chances are we won't. But we can dream, right? We can dream. Yeah, 2 plots, and I'm hoping, Seb, that I'll be able to build something like a custom building there. Obviously, I just don't know. Like, I'm assuming that there will be ways to build custom buildings for like rental purposes. So somebody who wants like their own apartment or something like that, it'll be fun for them to have land there, or even more so, if MCB can pull off this like corporate and brand partnership model too, then I would have to think that there would be brands that would want to come and own a block or rent a block of that building, seeing as to how everybody who spawns into the Tron map is literally going to walk right out those doors and be right next to those 2 plots. All right, we're back in. We're at the... Did I not spawn at the metro station? Must have. Oh, yeah. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. So we are back at the metro station. We were heading where? We were going up towards the... All right. Let's skirt the coast. Scotty's got his land up here anyway. So let me run back. We'll do... So we're heading towards Coral Shores now. Left over here, that is Tarantino's Mega Residential. We're going to keep going straight. You're going to see a POI up here in the distance. That is Coral Tower. And then over to the left is the downtown area. Right? So we have... Yep, there we go. Okay. So we have Here is Coral Tower. Bevan's Mega Residential. Scotty, you must be... You're up over here, right? Your beach property. It's up. Is it up past this? Check, because that bot should have loaded up now. 311, 163. Yeah, okay, yep. Yep, okay, so we are, right now we're right over here. And your plot is right over there. Let's go check it out. I suppose we don't actually have to follow the roads. We can run on through here. So, welcome to Scotty World, right over here. Nice. Check it out. You have fabulous taste in art, Scotty. I do. I am intrigued by the placement of the welcome desk in all the buildings. It's like having a 100 square foot studio apartment with a massive dining room table and a big screen TV. All right, so this is, I like this land over here again. Custom buildings, microeconomy buildings, there's just not enough land nearby to provide enough room for IP boosting buildings. I just realized I've been talking with my face cam instead of the gameplay. You guys don't care about the face, you care about the land. Let's revisit Scotty's area over here. It should be somebody's. Can somebody volunteer to be the person that will say, "Hey, idiot, change the camera. We're tired of the face. We came here for the world, not for the face." All right. So this area, this is all beachfront property. The land here, the unsold land, is actually still surprisingly pretty cheap. I think there's a handful of plots here that are available on the secondary market. I forget. I don't think it's that one. I think it's right over here. Actually, I think these are the ones that are available for sale. Let's flip back over. Yeah, so I have a plot. Yep, so we're right over here. I have this plot, which is potentially going to be a bus stop. I'm not sure yet. It really depends on what happens with this land. But then these two plots are available. Pulse, if I'm the face of MCP is screwed. There are a million faces far better suited. Yeah, it's taking a while. We're having some issues getting this stuff loaded up. But if you are interested in land, there's a handful of plots here available on the secondary market that aren't going to load up for me right now. All right. And world has chosen to stop. That hot fix, I think they said the hot fix is being deployed fairly soon. Well, you know what time it is. Refresh time. Seb, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you for the sub. You guys keep it up. I can quit my job, and I can probably feed my family ramen noodles purely off of Twitch. Yeah, Paul, that's true. There might be some correlation between streaming and the crashes. But the cool thing though is outside of today, I haven't had any issues whatsoever when I play or when I stream. This is a fluke. But hopefully it is a little bit of a wake-up call that we need some additional stability measures built in, because we can't have this as more people start streaming. It has to be stable. Because if I didn't have you guys here talking, I would just feel awkward. I wouldn't know what to do. I wouldn't know what to do with my hands. I wouldn't know what to do with my mouth. Lenny, fun fact. 55,363 buildable plots out of 250,000 total, so 22%. A lot of potential plots for conversion to buildable expansion. MCP chose to go that route in a case of explosive world growth and land scarcity for very large builds. That's 250,000 plots across both maps, and of those 55. Lenny, I see what you're saying. 55,000 buildable plots, but there are in total 250,000 plots on the map. So like your trees, your footpaths, stuff like that. One map. Oh, wow. So Lenny, do the plots right now that aren't buildable, do they have their own coordinates? Because I'm assuming they would have a unique identifier, and one of the unique identifiers would be their X and Y values. Try this again. Yeah, it's really interesting. And I wonder, Lenny, does that also include water? Because I've always been curious as to whether or not the plots that are utilized right now for water could in turn become something in the future. Okay, so same properties, just unbuildable. Yeah. Well, that's the cool thing. So that I think that's a phenomenal point that Lenny just brought up, which is like the map that we know currently. It's the map that, you know, anything. It's land that you can click on. But there are all these other plots out there that they could open up and change, whether it be footpaths, the plots that are just sand, the forest plots, the water plots. There's a lot they can do there. Eric, are you ready for tomorrow? You guys are gonna be super impressed with the work that Eric has put in to getting him set up, not just for tomorrow, but I think, Eric, we can share some exciting news tomorrow with everybody. I'm not gonna spoil the surprise now, but share it tomorrow. Let's see here. All right, we're loading back in. All right. All right, so Metro Station. We'll try this again. We're gonna head back to the area that we were in before. Lux, we are on at 11 a.m. So 11 a.m. Eastern. For right now, winter schedule, 11 a.m. Saturday and Sunday, typically for like 2.5 to 3 hours, depending on the content. As summer starts to roll around and the weather gets nicer, that schedule will probably be adjusted a little bit because it's weird right now. I'm trying to find time that will work for East Coast US, West Coast US, and then like Europe and Eastern Europe. Map is not rendering. So I'm going to stick with those two for now. With the day job, I was trying to stream on Wednesdays, and it's too late. So any of the folks in Europe weren't able to attend, and it was just myself and the US folks. So I'd prefer to try to stream at a time when the majority of the community can make it. But yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out as the weather gets nicer what the plan is, because I'm not gonna want to be on a computer from 11 to 1. I'm probably gonna want to be out enjoying the sun. Seb, marketing and analytics. Hence why I get so frustrated from time to time with the mode of operations on a project. Thank you, Eric. I had to get it freshly cut for you tomorrow. All right, so we are right now. I switched up the map a little bit. So right now we are sitting in a nice, cool area. I forget. Show me. It was you. We were talking about your 2x2 and whether or not you could use it for a mega business center. And I was saying the area around it, you were concerned because there were industrials. I was saying the area around it should actually start to clear out from industrials, because this is that area. right? So right now there are a couple level 1 industrials, just random ones built here. Show me your, I think your 2x2 is right over here. And the reason why I feel relatively confident that these industrials should go away sometime soon is because this is just too perfect of an area for custom buildings, right? You've got the little little promenade over here with the water. These are also very large sites. These I think are 2x3s. So this would be perfect for somebody to buy and build up a very large, tall building. And I just can't see people who have level 1 buildings looking at that and not getting an offer that makes a hell of a lot more sense for them to sell the land and their building, and then go and buy a plot either somewhere else in 214 or take those couple thousand Tron that they get from the sale of the land and go and buy a couple plots in one of the new districts as they open up. So this is a cool area. This actually kind of reminds me of like the if you guys are familiar, the Lincoln Memorial and the Washington Monument, that area of Washington, D.C., where you can look out at the pool. I forget what that's called, the National Pool or something like that. That's a cool area. All right, so now we are heading to an uncharted part of the district. We haven't been here yet. So let me bring you back out and reorient ourselves. Right now, we were just looking at this area, right? So we had this water feature, and I'll scoot this so it's straight on. We are now heading up over here, all right? Z-Dog. I love what Z-Dog's doing here. It looks like there's plans for a couple mega industrials over here. But so that POI, the monument we saw, that's Z-Dog's monument. And we are rolling up into the Silicon Hills and Silicon Heights area of the map, right? So when we hop back into world, on the left is going to be Silicon Hills. Straight ahead is Silicon Tower, which is an industrial monument, not a monument, a landmark. And then just a little bit over to the right is the Jumeirah Beach area. So the Jumeirah Beach, that was where Scotty had some land. That was that area. And then one of the last places we can touch on is going to be Crystal Cove up here in the corner. So straight ahead, this is Z-Dog's monument. And then, where did I go here? And then directly ahead now, that landmark you see is Silicon Tower. So if we swing, we'll go to the left or the west, I guess depending on the way you look at it. This is an area that is largely undeveloped. Crazy, I think that this is your 2x2 industrial here, so correct me if I'm wrong, but feel free to drop the coordinates in there if anybody's looking for land, a nice 2x2 site. Crazy, if you're still selling that, feel free to drop the coordinates in there. And so this area is rather undeveloped. It could be a really, really strong area for industrial because while it doesn't have any resource plots nearby, there's plenty of area nearby for you to build additional office buildings with a monument. And usually what I see is office industrials with ample office around and a POI. Your yield is usually pretty solid. Yeah, crazy. These ones right over here. Yep. So if anybody is looking for a 2x2 site, either for other purposes or industrial, this area right over here, these four crazy is selling, and there is a plot available nearby, and an open 2x2 actually over here. So this could be a really, really cool area. If anybody did want to build something up here, especially like a large industrial footprint, you could grab this 2x2, you could grab this 2x2, and this one. And one of these could be used for a landmark. You could go with IP boosting offices or business centers here and go to industrials. There's a lot that can be done over here. Oh, okay, sweet. Awesome. All right, so even though there are two different owners, it's all for sale as one. That's cool. Okay, so we are in Silicon Hills. which was originally zoned for predominantly industrial and production, but I think this could be a really cool area for custom buildings as well. And I believe this is okay. So this is another area of the map where vehicle traffic can enter from. So as we look at this, we're right up here in the very top left corner, or one of the northernmost parts of the map. So you've got a road that comes in there. So coming into the district, it looks like we can say definitively there are 3 different ingress points, or 4. One here near Commerce Park, one over here, Silicon Heights, and then I think this one from Crystal Cove crosses. It doesn't actually enter in over here. It enters in through Silicon Heights. Planned bus stop over here as well, in this area. And I'm hoping too that, as I start to build out the bus stops in areas that aren't currently built out, it will provide some incentive. So if somebody does want to purchase brand new land there, they're not buying land in an uninhabited area. There's a bus stop there, so they don't have to worry about building their own bus stop. And one of the things that Eric has talked about a handful of times when we think about, like, okay, well, what's going to happen with missions and scholar activity that has to take place in areas far away from a metro station or a bus stop. By adding as many bus stops as possible in the district, it's going to ensure that it's always easy to access every part of the map. And hopefully by doing that, it's going to mean that if we do have to adjust or provide competitive rates for free-to-play scholars to run missions, somebody doesn't have to pay 2 to 3 times as much because they have a building out on the outskirts of nowhere. If there's a bus station right nearby, hopefully that still keeps a nice competitive advantage for them. Crossing from Silicon Hills into Silicon Heights. So now we get into a heavy industrial area. If you look over here, this is Chambers level 6. So level 6 mixer. We have, I believe, it's not assigned to the same address anymore, so I'm not sure if this is still Rudy's mega mixer, but this was originally Rudy that built it. We've got a mega mixer over here. And then the one and only Vitaly and Polly's mega smelter, which I think, Vitaly, there's a pretty interesting story on that one, right? So you and Bevins had a pretty cool deal where you swapped something in 257, was a huge in 257. Bevins in turn constructed a level 6 over here for you, and then you finished it out, which I thought was a really, really cool way of players helping each other. Those are the stories you don't hear very often because they usually it's done via DM, but it just goes to show the power of collaborating, working together. And for the folks who aren't on Discord trying to play this game, Scotty, me and you were talking about this yesterday, right? Which is like, you don't actually need to be on Discord to play the game. You can still buy and sell stuff on your own, but when you're part of the community, you have the opportunity to make some of those deals where your ability to interact via Discord is a huge advantage. Pyro/Leah, hey, we were actually just looking at we were just checking out your brand new level 7 smelter. Congratulations on that. Yeah, ideally, Scotty, like for me, the Discord, I love the Discord. The Discord has its moments when it's a wonderful place, and the Discord just at times is just way too toxic, and MCP needs to do something to ensure that toxicity is not tolerated. It's there's no place for that. All right, so then we have, I believe this is Kevin's level 7 smelter, because you, my friend, also have a monument nearby. Wait, is this Kevin's or Seb's? No, Seb, you've got your mixer over here. Okay, so this is Seb's mixer straight ahead. Then this is Kevin's smelter. And Kevin, where's your monument? Am I losing my mind here? That's the monument that Rudy built, I believe. Oh, there it is, Kevin. Okay, I see it now. Yeah, okay, so this is Kevin's, and then Kevin has the... No, this can't be Kevin's monument. What am I doing here? Over here. So that's gonna be Seb, that's gonna be your monument. Right? Let me see. Alright, so if this is Kevin's, and that's Seb's. Am I messing this up? Monument there. Oh, because I'm backwards. I was looking at that. That's Vitaly's. That's Vitaly's. Here's Kevin's. That's the POI. That's Chambers. Okay, there we go. I just got turned around. All right. Mix. Thank you, thank you. My goodness. I'm gonna call you Santa Mix from now on. Oh boy, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. All right, and then and here's Seb's, right? So Seb, this is your level 7 mixer. You've got some office boosters over here, which is cool. This again, this area could be really, really awesome for production buildings too, because you've got some offices nearby. The land's just really expensive. So hopefully at some point in the near future, Mega goes through an exponential growth cycle. I'm excited to see a lot more production buildings constructed. And with that, let's see. We have Hustler's brand new level 6 trade center as well. And unnamed bus station. But Hustler, if you do watch, this is right over here. So Silicon Heights. So I had actually planned on constructing a bus stop right nearby. So this could actually work out well. So Hustler built his here. I was planning on building one right over here. So this is actually now, it's in range of that. So I can't construct anything over here. But it was ironically, I forget, was this? It's actually interesting because I don't know, you hadn't built a trade center, but I had tagged this one specifically to be Hustler Station. So feel free, name it Hustler Station because you deserve it, man. You know what? See, I got to learn my lesson. Every time I swap out from MCP to World, it's causing issues here. I'm gonna have to just stop switching back over to the in-game map. This is like the worst place too to have to refresh and jump back into World because we are literally sitting at the tip. Although I suppose we have covered every single part of the district. The exception of Crystal Cove. I would have loved to have gotten out there. Crystal Cove, I think all 4 of those plots are owned by Ted. I'm not positive. That's another area, again, similar to right over here near Coral Shores and Diamond Park. It's not going to be good for anything tied to microeconomy buildings, but it could be a really, really cool, like little fortress site for a custom building. Andy, the metro station is constructed. It is operational. We are now officially open. Dubai is open to Mega World. Yeah, I wonder if this is a me thing. I got Brave is acting up. This could be on my end. This might not be MCP. But yeah, we got the metro station is constructed. So all those materials are now gone. And I can resist the urge to sell them all to the vault cash the mega out for Tron and then and take a year off from work. So temptation is now gone. We've got phase 1 of our transportation rollout done. Now it's time for all the bus stops. And the good news is the bus stops I've been able to, as people buy land, I've just been taking that and accumulating mega. So I've got the 137 mega now, plus I've got the 370 that are staked to get the double collect in 214 there. So like 500 Tron, not 500 Tron, 500 mega that I can swap for materials. And that should actually cover pretty much all the bus stations that I have planned. I'm just going to have to set aside a little bit of capital for the construction costs, and then some of like just the basic materials to build a commercial. Oh, Scotty, you had an offer? Oh, that's cool. I will just a reminder for some of the folks that joined a little bit later. Let me grab the link again. Where are ya? Wanna boss? Again, a shout out for Lux and Nox. They've started doing some MCP streaming as well, so check out their channel. It was extremely great content the other day. Informative stuff for sure. Leah, so Pyro, the district owner build the bus stops or the owner of that land plot? So technically it's the owner of the land plot, right? So if you own a plot of land and then you build a level 3 or higher commercial on it, once you build a level 3 commercial, you then have the ability to construct, you're adding a bus stop to that level 3 commercial. So it's an improvement on the building, which I really love because I think there's a lot of things that MCP can do with like the concept of the appliance is pretty cool, but the ability to add additions to a building where it's not consuming the spot of an appliance, it's just like it's an improvement to it. You're essentially building it on top of it. So there's no restriction. You don't have to be the district owner to build the bus station. I think there's good and bad to that. Myself personally, my plan is I don't know what the value proposition of bus stations are going to be. I know that as a district owner, it's really important to me, like for selfish purposes, that people are able to move around the map easily. I think that's going to be important. Plus, the bus stations can also add value to the surrounding land because in theory, that's where you're going to have a lot of foot traffic coming through, and traffic around the district should be concentrated through those stations. But also, bus stations are not cheap, right? So if you want to build one yourself, you've got to buy the plot of land, you got to build a level 3 commercial. The fees alone on the level 3 commercial are going to be about 1,000 to 1,100 Tron. The materials are going to set you back another couple hundred Tron. And then the bus stop itself requires a bunch of concrete, a bunch of glass, and a bunch of bricks. And not knowing if those stations can be monetized at all, it's a tough pill to swallow. I wouldn't, as a land developer, I wouldn't want to personally have to build my own bus stop. I would love for the district owner to build bus stops around the district to help that flow of traffic. Pulsar, has anyone seen Ted waved? Yes. Yeah, I actually did. He's reacted a couple times. He was actually the first person to I think when I checked in the other night, he was at one point he was the only person who had reacted to the announcement about the stream for the metro station being built. So I don't know, like Ted's stepping up his game, buying land in 214, and not just not off of other players and not cheap land either. I'm excited. I'm excited to see Ted participate in the community because I think we all gave him a really hard time at the beginning, and when all is said and done, it doesn't it is what it is. He has a lot of land, but with that land, it's like what, like with great power comes great responsibility. It's actually in Ted's best interest that the district and the people in the district succeed, right? Because he should want to see the value of land continue to increase, and I can do that. I can market the district. I can continue to do streams to provide and add content for and value to the district, and in the meantime, what's going to be helpful for me is not having a whole bunch of lands sitting dormant. So ideally, as people need 1 or 2 plots from him to complete a mega site, which will be great for me because I get some revenue from the construction plus the collections, we'll be able to work together to get each other what we need. Cloudy, Andy, thank you very much. I'm going to admit, I don't know how subscriptions work. So, Scotty, I feel like I know I keep saying, like, we got to sit down and talk. And for those of you who don't know, Scotty and Max have been monumentally helping me just navigate Twitch and stuff. But Scotty, we got a chat bot coming soon. I don't know what that's going to do, but that's a thing that's going to happen. I've been told that emotes are important, so we'll work on that as well. There's a whole bunch of Twitch stuff I don't understand, but we're gonna learn. Also, a little ADD seeping in here for a second, but one of the other things is I've noticed when I look at the camera and I start to turn, I start to see all the gray and silver hairs that are starting to come through. It is getting to that point, folks. The gray is coming. Gray hair, there's a correlate. Is it so, Kevin, would that be correlation or causation? I want to know if gray hair is a correlation to wisdom, or if wisdom is a causation for gray hair. Oh, gray hair and beard is specifically MCP wisdom. Well, that's interesting. I have literally one single like silver beard here. Everything else is all concentrated up top. Andy, I think I'm okay. Like, I don't think I'm gonna be one of those people that colors their hair. I feel like you can own and embrace the gray. When all is said and done, I'm grateful that I have hair. Yeah, more. It does. There definitely does seem to be. Ever since we had our first, the gray has accelerated. Although I gotta say, I don't know that I can blame my family for my gray. I think that's day job related. All right, so I wanted to quickly swing back over so we can actually say that we have covered the entire district. I want to swing back up to Crystal Cove. All right, so we are coming through Coral Shores. If you guys remember me for nothing else as a district owner, remember that I am able to walk through the district without any notes and rattle off exactly who owns what buildings. If that doesn't say I love you and I'm paying attention, I don't know what does. Lenny says, World Demo 2, after a period of time running around, will eventually lock up with a likely browser crash due to some code. Okay. Well, yeah, Lenny, it usually is after I've been moving around a lot. Okay. And actually, so Lenny, what you just brought up about the support with mobile devices, it's interesting. And Eric, this is kind of maybe one thing that we can talk about tomorrow too, which is, we tout the stat about the amount of people across the globe with access to internet. And it's access to internet, but living at or below the poverty line. One thing that I neglected to mention that is going to be important is MCP is going to have to build infrastructure that's not super taxing, because those are not people. Access to internet does not mean they have a robust device. It doesn't mean they have a great laptop or a great, iPad or tablet. So whatever is done for scholars, Axie is it's not taxing, right? It's not taxing on a mobile device. You can do it. Running around a map is going to be substantially more taxing on a device or a system than than battling Axies. So Lenny, that's a great call out, right? So they're going to have to figure something out there. Otherwise, you're going to have all these people who are playing, but the game's going to keep crashing for them. All right, so this is the extreme corner. This is Crystal Cove. I was not aware that there were buildings constructed over here. I thought that Ted owned all 4 plots. Maybe not. What do we have? Oh, okay. So half is owned by Ted, half is owned by somebody else. Interesting. This is a weird area. It's like, it could be cool because it's a 2x2, and visibility wise, it's close to this other. What district is this? This is 218. I don't think it's in eye range, but you do have the freeway and this bridge. This is a cool little area as well. Kevin, you're right. No, I think they're definitely there might have been 1 or 2 grays as on last stream when the little one started running around. Oh, this is pretty cool. All right, so from Crystal Cove, you can look out and you can see Hustler's level 6 commercial. That's a pretty long line of sight. That's awesome. Yeah, did you see that, Lenny? This is some poor urban planning with all those vehicles just running around. Yeah. Yeah, actually, in all fairness, I mean, I'm assuming that most of the vehicles, just the random vehicles, will go away at some point as player vehicles appear in, but that's actually a point where there will be a lot of random traffic because of that flow. Kevin, I'm getting more. I'm feeling better about like being able to come downstairs to stream and be like, hey, you know what? I know he's gonna bang around. I know that the dog's gonna bark, and it's okay. There's still a part of me that gets a little anxious and stressed out, but it is what it is, right? If you guys put up with all this other stuff that I do, you can probably put up with my son banging on the ceiling. And at some point, in theory, he's going to grow up. He's going to be old enough that I'm going to say, please stop stomping around like a dinosaur in the living room. Can you please stomp around like a dinosaur upstairs in your bedroom? Great question, Kevin. Do you see Dubai attracting large corporations that want exposure? That is one of the primary reasons why I've branded the district Dubai. And also why I pay such close attention to creating the identities of different parts of the map. I mean, if I look at other games, other companies are going into those games to like Decentraland, Sandbox, and buying up large plots of land. To me, I assume that that's going to happen at some point. That trickle down is going to occur, and I would really, really, really like to make sure that as those entities start exploring the mega world metaverse, that one of the very first districts that they see or they hear of or they think of is 214. I think a lot goes into the branding of a district. We've had for a very long time before World, there was really no reason to brand your district, like the name, yeah, but everything else there's diminishing return on spending a ton of time, working out identities and neighborhoods and stuff like that. But I think in the long run, it'll be great. And thank you, Kevin. I appreciate that. Andy, that's a good. Oh, yeah, you're tugging at my heartstrings now. You're absolutely right. There's going to come a point in time when I'm going to wish that he was stomping around like a dinosaur. That's right. You know what? That's what I'm. Anytime I'm here and I hear that happening upstairs, that's exactly what I'm going to think of. I'm going to say, you know what? Enjoy this because he's not always going to want to stomp like a dinosaur. That's a great point. So I'm gonna swing back over to the metro station here. So we have, this should be Commerce Park. And then coming into view is going to be Discovery Gardens. And if I see Commerce Park and Discovery Gardens, and I look over to the left, we're going to see downtown Dubai. And if we see skyscrapers in downtown Dubai, that can only mean one thing, that we are very, very close to the brand new Dubai metro station. Let's see if we can find it. Here we go. Here we go. So I like this. So when you're coming out of the station, let's see what you can see. So you don't really see anything in this direction. There's just open land. You can look out and you can see Bevan's Commercial, which maybe one day is going to be a level 7. It'll be even taller. You see the Discovery Tower up over there. So in theory, if we're allowed to put custom signage on Landmark, that signage could be vital because people can see it right from the station. You see Noblis's residential. You can see a handful of these office buildings. You can see Commerce Tower. And then if we come out here, we can see downtown Dubai. We've got a handful of stuff there. So that was one of the biggest things. I just really wanted to make sure that when somebody steps out of the station, it's not just empty land nearby. They can actually see stuff surrounding it. Yeah, Eric, I think that's absolutely it. Oh, I'm doing that thing again where I'm showing gameplay, but face cam. Oh, and you even said it. Yeah, thank you. We're gonna have to figure out like some kind of. Oh, you know what, Scotty? What we can do? We can do one of those audio things where somebody can push a thing and it plays like an audio clip that says, "Change the camera, idiot." Yeah, so Eric, I think you're spot on, right? There's really no point in companies coming to buy up large chunks of land like you see in other games. It would be, purchasing it's advertisement space, it's a storefront, it's a single plot of land. I think we use the Domino's example a handful of times, but like if Domino's came in and built like their own custom Domino's storefronts, and you could come in and if you were low on stamina, you go and you buy a pizza. And the pizza restores your stamina, and you also have that connection to also say, hey, if you restore your stamina buying a Domino's pizza in Mega World, you get a coupon for a Domino's pizza in real life, or you get a Domino's pizza in real life. There's just way too much that companies can do with the metaverse integration that I have to think somebody who has a really solid creative mind in their organization is going to see the inherent value, not in the land itself, but in the real world to metaverse integration. Web 3.0, spot on. Andy, I think you can go down the stairs. I saw Billionaire Billy had posted a video a little while back. I thought he had found a way to go down. I thought he had a view of like looking up the stairs. It doesn't look like I can yet. Yeah, it's blocking me, so I can't actually go down the stairs. But like they're there, and there's depth to this, right? So it's not like they've created this asset that has no depth. It's just an entryway. There is stuff down there, so I'm walking back. Hey, I want to laugh, but wasn't that was the solution to enter one of the storefronts, right? Yeah, walking Walking backwards does not seem to work. I mean, it does work, but going down. It's a storefront, right? Yeah, in the main tower. That's pretty cool. Did you figure that out, or did somebody else figure that out? Because that's pretty random. Oh, cool, Scotty. Yeah, I mean, I think if anything else, it's probably just lack of awareness as to what the opportunities are, and then companies are going to have to try to quantify the value of this. And in a lot of cases, it doesn't really feel like it's something that would really put a damper on their balance sheet. You know, like, yeah, buying tons of land in Decentraland and Sandbox, yeah, that could run you a pretty penny. But especially in Mega World, these plots of land for us might be expensive, but some of the prime real estate, it's pennies for some of these organizations. They just have to find a way to have some value come back to to their real life P&L and balance sheet. We covered a lot today. We got the station has been built. We walked through the entire map, and I didn't see everybody leave the stream as we were doing that, so that's pretty cool. So thank you for that. So hopefully for the folks who got a chance to see this, you now have a better understanding as to how District 214 is laid out. You know all the faces and personalities and who's building here because you can see their buildings. If you're looking for land, you have some kind of an idea as to the direction that we're going in as far as how we want the district to develop, what's best for custom buildings versus what's best for microeconomy buildings. You know that Ted is the largest landowner, and if you want to build anything, you probably are going to have to talk to him in some way, shape, or form. However, we do now know for sure that Ted is in Discord because he's reacting to posts. So if there is, if my suggestion would be if you're looking for Ted for something, it seems like if you post it in Discord, he will read it and he'll see it. And it does seem like there's some interactions and dealings happening in game, which is really good. We have, now that the metro station is constructed, that means that I can start taking the resources that I'm accumulating now, and those can go into bus stations. We talked about at the top of the stream that the plan for where the bus stations are going to go is still largely the same. Some of these locations might change slightly. Some of the names might change as well. But for the most part, wherever there is a red or a purple, I think those are places where I have land reserved that I would like to build a bus stop. So that's my next plan of attack is to, now that we have the metro station, start to build out those bus stops. And for me, like I have a ton of property that I'm trying to develop myself. So I'm going to try to figure out over the next couple of months if it makes sense to start using some capital to finish those projects so that I'm a little bit more self-sufficient, because the more self-sufficient I am, the more I can help out people who are building, or deploy those resources to really build out that robust transportation network. The only thing that is keeping me from building out a ton of bus stops over the next couple of weeks, I have the mega for the material, so that's not going to be an issue. And just, a handful of people buying a couple plots of land will give me everything I need for the construction fees. My biggest concern, and I shared this early on, is I truly believe that the supermarket and the trade center need to have their own distinct purposes in this game, not just in the world, but in the microeconomy. And I don't want to start building out a whole bunch of supermarkets or trade centers. I want to build a bus station with a level 3 commercial that's been built deliberately and with a specific purpose. And right now, the risk of me building a supermarket, I would just be randomly guessing, build a supermarket or build a trade center. Right now, the risk of building something and then finding out 2, 3, 4, 6 months from now that it really would have been much better for me to have a healthy, diversity of some stations being supermarkets, some being trade center. It's a risk I really don't want to take. So I'm going to try to gather more information. In the meantime, accumulate the materials. if anybody has a plot of land in 214 that would be prime for a bus station, and you want to swap land or anything like that, talk to me, because I want to make sure, again, you're not put in a position where you have to build a bus station. If you want to build it, that's great. Would be great if we can keep naming conventions to, again, continue to grow the value and identity and branding behind the district and use them as waypoints. But I don't want anybody to feel like they ever have to build something. That's my job. I should be doing everything I can to deploy capital to improve and to add value to the map and to your land. Yeah, that's exactly it, right, Eric. There's no point. I mean, there's no point in building bus stops right now, with the exception of if you're trying, like, somebody coming in and buying a plot of land and they don't see a bus stop around. I don't want them thinking that they have to build it. So the quicker I can get them built, the less likely somebody is going to feel like they're obligated to build one for themselves. And hopefully, as we get closer and closer to world, the more stations I build, the more land will be purchased nearby. So there's pros and cons for both. But we're going to be very deliberate with the construction of these bus stations, for sure. But we have, like I said, we've got the metro station now, so you can get to Dubai without needing a bus station. There are 2 bus stations in the district. Palm Harbor Shores has one, and the Silicon Heights area has one as well. So if you do need to move around, we can move around. Awesome. So thank you so much to everybody for being part of this. This was really, really exciting. I'm thrilled that I was able to share this on stream. We can get this back up on YouTube. This is a really, really cool day, because as much as I can downplay the nerdiness of all of this, like, this is the day that this district became ready for Mega World. We're now in a position where if Mega World deployed tomorrow, every single plot of land and every land owner and building owner in 214 does not have to worry about somebody trying to walk 30 minutes to get to their building. So I think when we look back a year or two from now, this is a day that we can remember as a turning point for the district. And I was really, really thrilled to be able to share that with everybody. Thank you, Lux. I appreciate it. I'm gonna call it here. I'm gonna swing over. I'm gonna stick around and chat for a little bit, and then go be a dad and enjoy my weekend. But before I go, we have Eric joining us tomorrow. So same time, 11 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. Eric is gonna be here. So instead of seeing just my face, we're gonna split the screen up, and half is gonna be me, half is gonna be Eric. Probably no real actual map or gameplay. It'll just be a lot more of us talking. Open up chat to ask questions. Eric and me are going to talk, I think, specifically and primarily about what missions might look like in Mega World, potential new buildings, new use cases for existing buildings, and that should have there should be tons of content there. And then definitely want to have chat ask questions, debate, all that stuff. So we will be back tomorrow. Eric, me and you got to do some testing so we don't have any technical difficulties. So I'll shoot you a DM shortly, and we'll figure all that out. But if you're around tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Universal, swing by, give Eric a shout. You get to see what the man looks like himself, so it won't just be me, and we'll go from there. But everybody, thank you so much. I was thrilled to share this with you. Thank you for everybody who continues to support not just the district, but me personally. Vitaly, Polly, the stuff that you guys are doing on Twitter is just, it means the world to me. Everybody else liking and retweeting stuff. I don't personally care so much about how many likes and retweets I get, but what's really, really great is the more that you guys are able to amplify this stuff, the larger the effect and the impact this content can have. So get out there, share each other's stuff. I'm going to try to get a lot better about using this platform to also promote other people's stuff. So please don't ever hesitate, if you're in here, throw up your link to your stream. If it's MCP related, your stream, your YouTube videos, all that stuff. I want to make sure that we're using this as an opportunity, not just to enjoy my content, but be a launch point for anybody else who is developing content for themselves or wants to develop content. So on that note, I'm going to hop over to, I'll be chat only for a couple minutes, and then I will see everybody here tomorrow. Thank you so much. I love you all. Catch you later.